How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.
The 286 runs they scored in their first home outing 3 Saturdays ago feels a long, long time away for Sunrisers Hyderabad. They've lost 4 on the bounce as they welcome Punjab Kings, who won 3 of their first 4 and established themselves as front-runners in IPL 2025. What can we expect from the second of Saturday's doubleheader? Let's build up on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout, where we have the company of Danny Morrison and Sanjay Bangar. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time.
Yes.
A lot of the focus through this run for Sunrisers has been on the batters. They're not scoring the runs. Forget 300, they can't get to 200. But what about the bowlers, Danny? They've not covered themselves in glory.
No, and we keep saying good luck, you bowlers, don't we, from the fraternity, because it is. It's just the nature of the beast. It's tough. And you're trying to adapt to different surfaces that subtly change. I know there's been a discussion on that as well. But when I look at Pat Cummins, you think about Mitchell Starc, you know, the start he had last year, and he went around the track. It wasn't until he got towards the finals he came good. I was just recently there in Bengaluru, and Josh Hazlewood, you know, got moosed around the park there by Cal Rahul. So when you think about quick bowlers, and if you don't get it right, particularly changes of pace, then you're going to disappear, you're going to travel. Mohammad Shami, I know he's coming back from major surgery, but still, if you're not quite there and thereabouts and you miss your Yorker, you miss your line a little bit, you're going to travel, and there's no doubt about that.
What do you think is the point of difference for Cummins, who was someone who was so influential, especially through the middle overs last season? Why is it not working so far?
Well, I don't think he has the cushion anymore of the runs that SRH scored the last season, because when you have number of runs to defend, and most of the time they were ended up defending those scores, then obviously the bowling looks a little bit different than when you're defending low scores. So that could be one of the reasons, because the pitches have been really good so far. You have hardly seen a pitch wherein the ball has gripped and stopped a little bit. And one of the effective deliveries that he bowled last season was the slow ball outside off stump above the waist and just under the chest. So that was a really effective ball, and a lot of bowlers have picked up on that delivery. But so far, Pat Cummins somehow hasn't really been proven on that particular delivery.
I just think also the batters, from their perspective, it was fascinating sitting in the comm box with Matty Hayden. And he just said, in a way, at the start of an IPL, batters have got so much more of a free licence. Given what's happened even in recent times, how the shift post the COVID years of batters just absolutely going berserk in the first 6, games change, you got it, right? We all know that. You're going to make the most of the first 6. I think sides are prepared to lose 3 wickets in a way, provided it goes pretty well. And so when Matty Hayden was saying, look, listen, if you get a go and make the most of it at the start, bowlers, they're a little bit tentative early on, possibly, but he just said they go at the start now, and there's no changing that. You just got to get used to that.
The other part of the Sunrisers bowling conversation is the fact that there's no room for Adam Zampa in the last few games. He played the first 2, had a tough start, but all the bowlers did. After that, there was a game where they got the impact option in Vian Mulder, and we've seen Kamindu Mendes. Do you think they need to bring Zampa back?
I strongly feel so, because yes, you can justify Vian Mulder coming in for that particular innings, because they had the risk of getting bowled out in that particular match. But here, when you're looking to defend against a strong Punjab team, you certainly want somebody like a Zampa, because Kamindu, yes, they are playing, but it's neither strengthening their batting nor strengthening their bowling. So you would at least have Zampa, who will strengthen the bowling department.
It feels like one of those hedging the bets move, that Kamindu Mendes could maybe arrest a slide if the batters fall early. Maybe he could be a matchup bowler. Is it just better to back your quality overseas spinner?
Yeah, I do. And let's face it too, everyone loves a wristy, right? Whether they're a left-arm wristy or right, what have you, and they get it right. We've just seen in recent times how good a wrist spinner can be for you, and you just have to go to Chakravarti. You might not be getting people out, but difficult to score off. And even some of the younger guys coming through. So, yeah, I'd like Sanj. I'd give Zampa a go. If he's only played 1 game, the jury's still out with Mendes and the way he can be used, for sure.
Well, we're on the subject of leg spinners who aren't being shown a lot of love by their teams in the early part of IPL 2025. Let's turn our attention to Yuzvendra Chahal, leading wicket taker in the IPL in the competition's history, Sanjay, and yet he's only bowled his quota out once so far in 4 games.
He's moved to a new franchise, playing under a new captain, has probably never played under Shreyas Iyer. And the kind of team that they've stacked up together, Punjab, I believe that even though they have good spin options, they are relying a lot on their seam bowling all-rounders or seamers to do the majority of the job. And hence, I believe that he has been underbowled to an extent. Case in point, the CSK game, wherein he was held back just for over because there was Shivam Dubey. It could have been a tactical call, yes, but having Chahal on bigger fields, I thought that at the start of the season was a great move by Punjab to acquire him, because on bigger fields wherein the size of the boundary is close to 80, you certainly want to use and get the best out of him, because if they have to win the championship, Chahal will certainly have to play a massive role in it.
Where do you stand on this whole matchups conversation? It's one thing that a left-hander batting against a leg spinner feels like a favourable matchup, but what about the quality of the spinner in question?
Just on that, with him not bowling a match, let's blame the Aussies. Let's blame Ponting. It's so hard. Seriously. I think if you've got quality, yeah, and then you have to. Like Chahal, man, he's extraordinary. And as you say, Shan, just settling into a new franchise. But I just think if you've got that quality and bowling googlies and what have you in your pace, and you're confident, let's be honest, like anything in life, it's about how you approach it. And if you've got confidence going and you've been doing things well regularly, and he has, like you said, over 200 wickets, man, the guy is a class act.
Since you brought up the Aussie angle here, the two Australians who are featuring, Glenn Maxwell, Marcus Stoinis, haven't contributed much.
Sack them, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Look, they're class too. And the way Maxie goes about it, I think it was out first ball, trying to reverse sweep early on in the tournament. Yeah. But that's how he plays. Again, exuding confidence. I mean, he's got it in spades. But we're all human and players, and we know what it's been like when you're under the pump. So, I mean, he could easily come good. Stoinis, I mean, yeah, again, is bowling, again, and bits and both. But Maxie, isn't he? He's one of those golden arms too. He's a bit like how Glenn Phillips is for the Black Caps in recent times. A go-to guy that can suddenly get your breakthrough and change the course of an innings.
Yeah, he does have 3 wickets to his name, so makes sense. Is it a point of concern, or do you look at it from the lens that we've got 2 players who haven't found their groove, and yet there are 3 wins out of 4?
They're showing a lot of confidence in the young batting talent that they have, the Indian talent. And even if you look at the numbers where they've been sent, like a Maxwell being sent probably at 5 or 6. Last game, Stoinis was promoted to an extent, but they're using them to be batting at number 5 and number 6. So far, the Indian batters have done really well. All of them, I think, have got a score of over 50 and played some crucial knocks. They'll have to step up at some point in time, because they can't be relying just totally on the Indian batters to bail them out on each and every occasion.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for setting up the game for us. Sunrisers, can they avoid a 5th defeat in a row, or will Punjab make it 4 wins out of 5 to start the season? Be sure to join the build-up just before toss time on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout.
How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.